Coming up on Hoosier Sports Night, another season ended without a bowl game for Indiana football. This time, a change was made. Head coach Tom Allen was fired. We'll have more on the decision.
And women's tennis has wrapped up their fall season. Our Haley Adams brings you a behind-the-scenes look at their practice heading into the spring season. This is Hoosier Sports Night.
Hello and welcome to Hoosier Sports Night. I'm Ben Polonsky.
And I'm Madelynn Denny. So Ben, who do you think will be filling the vacant spot on IU's coaching staff?
Well, with the vacant spot on Shark Tank, I think Tom Allen and Mark Cuban should switch spots, but we'll have to see. More on football. For Indiana football, it is the end of another season, but also the end of an era. The program fired head coach Tom Allen following Saturday's 35-31 loss to rival Purdue. Our Gwen Parks has more.
Tom, are you concerned about your job security?
I get it. You got to win. I understand the nature of college football, and I understand that full well. I've been in this a long time, so I want to win more than anybody. So we're going to keep battling and scratching and clawing, and so that's out of my hands. It's not up to me.
All right, thanks, Tom. Players outside our locker room.
I appreciate all you guys covering us. Appreciate all you guys do. Good people. Have a great day out there.
Another loss for the Hoosiers and another frustrating season. Indiana fans are pressuring on the program to make some changes.
After a 35-31 loss to state rivals Purdue, the 2023 season has officially come to a close for Indiana, and the Hoosiers are now in the hunt for a new head coach. The Indy Star breaking the story Sunday morning that sources confirmed the Indiana football program will be parting ways with head coach Tom Allen after 7 seasons.
We're playing forever's in that locker room with us. Coach Allen, we love him. All the players, we love each other. We're playing for each other, so we tune that out. At the end of the day, this is our last time, all together with these guys. Obviously, there's always going to be criticism. There's always going to be all of that. We just got to block that out. Soak up these last few moments with all the guys in the locker room together, and find a way to overcome it and build.
In 2016, Tom Allen became the head coach for the Hoosiers. Allen found success in 2019 and 2020, even securing 2 visits to a bowl game.
Tom Allen gets his first ever top 25 win, and for the first time since 1987.
But the downfall was the following 2022 2-win season. Now in 2023, it's a tough 3-9 record, and the Hoosiers now sit at the bottom of the Big Ten standings. This is big news for the future of Indiana football, but the big question remains. Who's coming to Bloomington, and who else might be considering a departure?
For the last time for IUSTV Sports, I'm Gwen Parks.
Who's up next to lead the Hoosiers? Stay up to date on the coaching hunt with beat reporters Gwen Parks, Ben Holler, Joe Cronin, and Gabe Potones.
The Indiana men's soccer team is still dancing after defeating the University of Virginia in the Sweet 16. After an upset victory over Wake Forest the week before, the Hoosiers once again faced another ACC opponent. In Virginia, after the Hoos hit the crossbar, Maloon Gumbale found Collins Oduro in the 11th minute to give the Hoosiers the lead in the first half. In the second half, the Hoos had a chance that would have tied the match, but senior defender Jansen Miller made a game-saving play, keeping the ball out of the net, leading to a 1-0 Hoosier victory.
Mentally, we're in a great place. They're very confident in the right way. There's a great mentality. It's a really excitable, we want to get back. It's not that we have to get back. It's they want to get back. They want to feel it. They want to taste it. They want to smell it. All the senses of winning you want.
Indiana will play in their 3rd Elite 8 in 5 seasons when they take on Notre Dame in South Bend on Saturday at 5 p.m.
Women's basketball took a trip down south to face 2 ranked opponents in Tennessee and Princeton for Turkey Day. Coming off the 2 wins at home, the Hoosiers took on Tennessee first in a Thanksgiving Day matchup. Birthday girl Yarden Garzone secured a career-high 23 points, leading the Hoosiers to a 71-57 victory. In an early morning matchup against Princeton, graduate student Sarah Scalia notched her career-high in points with 28, draining 10 of those from the arc. All-American Mackenzie Holmes passed 2,000 career points with 20 points in Indiana's 72-63 victory. The Hoosiers will head back to the East Coast to Holmes' home, state of Maine, to face off against the Black Bears tonight.
Coming up after the break, we crown this week's Hoosier Highlight Athlete of the Week.
And IU men's basketball took a trip to Indianapolis. We'll give you the recap. This is Hoosier Sports Nite. Welcome back to Hoosier Sports Nite.
Joining us in studio for this week's Hoosier Highlight is IUSTV sports reporter Ben Haller. Ben?
Thanks, guys. No doubt about 5 was what senior captain of the Indiana men's soccer team Joey Mayer said about this week's Hoosier Highlight, Jansen Miller. After spending his first 2 seasons with Xavier, the senior has found his home in Bloomington when he earned his way into the starting role at center back alongside Mayer. In the Sweet 16 match against number 7 ranked Virginia, Miller was the standout in the shutout where he made an elite goal line clearance to keep the Cavaliers from scoring. He has become one of the most consistent defenders on this Hoosier back line as they prep for their Elite 8 match against the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Indiana is looking to make back-to-back College Cup appearances this weekend as Miller and company has this defense fired up.
After a 1-1 finish at the Empire Classic, Indiana men's basketball took on Harvard inside Gainbridge Fieldhouse Sunday. After trailing by 1 point to the end of the first half, the Hoosiers battled back with a big second-half win, 89-76. Kalel Ware and Malik Renew continue to be a 1-2 punch in the front court for Indiana, with the two combining for 45 points, 12 rebounds, and 8 assists. Freshman 5-star Mackenzie Mbako also had his best game of the season, totaling 18 points and 8 rebounds. After the game, Coach Mike Woodson briefly discussed Johnson's injury and emphasized his importance for the team's success.
You know, once I go in, I'll see where we are with Xavier because I have no idea at this point. But we're going to need Xavier to be healthy to help us win basketball games.
The Hoosiers open conference play on Friday as they host Maryland inside Assembly Hall.
Now to volleyball as the Hoosiers concluded their much-improved season with 2 victories this past weekend. On Fridays, the Hoosiers took down the Michigan State Spartans in East Lansing, finishing it off with a dominant 15-point win in the 4th set. The following day in Ann Arbor, IU beat the Michigan Wolverines behind a 7-block performance by Savannah Colheed. It was an impressive season for the Hoosiers, whose 21 regular season wins matches a program record. On top of that, it was the first time in 21 years that IU won 20 or more games and 10 or more Big Ten games in a season.
As the fall season comes to an end, IU women's tennis is getting ready for their spring season. Women's tennis learned a lot and have much to look forward to. IUSTV beat reporter Haley Adams gives us an insider view. Let's take a look.
With the IU women's fall season coming to an end, they are learning what to focus on to gain even more victories in their spring season.
Well, we just finished a pretty long fall season, and we had a lot of results that were some good, were some bad, and we have a really young team. So over the holiday break, it's important that they continue to work on some of the match play things that we've been working on during practice and during the tournaments this fall. So everybody has their individual things that they're working on. So we're trying to continue to get them to play as many matches as possible, and hopefully come back and ready to play in January.
It was a lot of learning, getting used to playing with a lot of different girls because it's 6 freshmen and we have like a team of 9. So it was a lot of adjustment and getting used to playing with different people, but it was fun.
The season ended traveling, and they're ready to take off again.
We're going to LA for spring break, and I don't think my team has been there yet. We were at Vegas last year, so I'm super excited to go to LA.
It was, we had a lot of good things that came out of the fall season. Obviously, we had a few negative things, but, when you have a young team, you're going to have your ups and downs. And I think, the more mature we're going to be in the spring is definitely going to help us. So I think it was a lot of growing pains, but I think I was very happy the way the overall fall season ended.
With such a great fall season, the IU women's tennis team is looking forward to their spring season. Make sure to watch out. Back to you guys at the desk.
Joining us now in studio with the Candy Stripe Calendar Report is IUSTV sports reporter Abby Namella. Abby?
Thanks, Madeline. We actually have a quieter weekend coming up with only a few events taking place. To start off on Friday, the men's and women's swimming and diving team, both undefeated, are facing Cincinnati at 2. The men's basketball team will be taking the court at 7 against Maryland in Assembly Hall in their Big Ten opener. On Saturday, men's soccer play Notre Dame for a shot at a second straight College Cup appearance. To bring it to Sunday, the wrestling team will be traveling to New Jersey to face Princeton at 1. And lastly, the women's basketball team will be playing Stetson University, who they have not played since 1999. That is all I have for this week for the Candy Stripe Calendar. Back to you guys at the desk.
That's our show for the week. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at IUSTV Sports to keep up with all the latest in IU athletics. For our production crew behind us, I'm Madelynn Denny.
And I'm Ben Polonsky. We'll see you next week.